everyone, I'm Carla Johnson. One of the things that frustrates and confuses customers is when you don't have brand integrity throughout the customer journey. Let me explain what I mean. I received a direct mail piece for a new restaurant in my neighborhood, and I thought I would love to try this out. I looked at the picture on the mailer, and that created an expectation of what the restaurant was like, including the atmosphere, the service, and of course the food, and how much I was likely to pay. I got ready for a nice night away from home with my family, but when we walked up to the front of the restaurant, we all did a double take because the signage on the windows didn't match anything on the direct mail piece. I started to wonder, am I even at the right place? I mean, the name was the same and the address was the same, so we went on in. A maitre d' greeted us with a big smile, which was fantastic. They were warm, they were welcoming. It was really delightful. They seated us at a table in the center of the restaurant, but instead of that serene, cozy atmosphere that we expected, the lights were bright and there were no plants anywhere, no tablecloth on the table, and it was really noisy. The waitstaff handed us a menu, and when we opened it, it looked completely different from the signage in the mailer. And we started laughing to ourselves and asked, did they just have random people create each of these experiences without even talking to each other? And then did they just piece them all together? As I share this now, it still seems kind of funny. But all of these different types of experiences gave us a disjointed impression of the brand. And to be honest, we haven't been back. Now, this is just a little example of why brand integrity is so important, especially as you think about it throughout the entire customer journey. Customers do business with brands they know, like, and trust. But when you're inconsistent with how you show up as a brand, people don't feel like they know you. And if a potential customer doesn't feel like they know you, they don't have that opportunity to like you. And if they don't like you, they'll simply never trust you. Inconsistencies and mixed messages will cause people to question your brand's reliability and trustworthiness. For many companies, today's customer journey is really complex, and buyers connect with you through any number of touch points. It might feel like something like a consistent brand experience is a nice to have, but Zippia research points out that consistent branding can increase revenues by up to 33%. So, how do you create a cohesive brand experience throughout the customer journey? Let's walk through an exercise together. As your customer goes through the process of discovering your brand, what you sell, buying from you, and then using your product or service, they will engage with things that involve nearly every department of your organization. That's why your first step is to map out your customer's journey. And because the journey will involve people from different departments across your company, make sure that you gather people from several teams so that you have a bigger and more accurate picture of what's involved. Once you have people together, take out either a piece of paper or use a whiteboard if you have a big group of people. Draw a horizontal line so you have room to write above the line and below it. Above the line, write down every single step that your customer takes. Think about what they do before they interact with your brand. Are they manufacturing something? Are they fixing something? What are they doing that makes them stop and think, I need to look for someone or something to help me, or to make what I'm doing a better process? For example, think about the customer journey for a parent who has a child that needs to go to the hospital. Before they even walk through the doors of the hospital, their journey would involve a visit to their pediatrician, conversations with their friends and their family about their own experiences, and maybe even a visit with a specialist. These are all things that they experience on their journey before they get to the actual hospital. And then there's the process of being admitted, going to an exam room, having the doctor come in to find out more about the situation. Maybe there's potentially a surgery involved. The journey would continue through recovery, going home, then visiting the pediatrician afterwards for a checkup. To maintain brand integrity, in this example, the people from different departments of the hospital think about, what does our brand look like as people drive up to our hospital? They would ask each other, is signage clear so people know where to park and they can find their car after they leave the hospital? As they walk up to the front door, what do they see? Now, next to each step, make a note of what your customer is trying to accomplish from this step and answer it from their perspective, not what you would like them to say. For example, if you have a customer who wants a sales brochure on your product, what are they trying to accomplish besides buying a product? What problem do they have that your product can help them with? Is it to identify potential problems with a piece of machinery before they shut down production? Is it to track the efficiency of software or to lower customer turnover? If we go back to our example of a parent and their sick child, it could be things like understanding if their child is sick or not, sharing healthcare information so they can be admitted, explaining symptoms to a doctor, and things like that. The next step is to add what your customer interacts with at each step. For example, at the pediatrician's office, the doctor may give the family a brochure or a newsletter for the children's hospital so they can become more familiar with the doctors there. Once they're admitted to the hospital, they may receive a folder of information. But even think about things such as, what's it like walking down the halls? How does that affect your brand's integrity? For Children's Hospital of the King's Daughters in Norfolk, Virginia, they use playful stickers and wall graphics to help with wayfinding. They have colorful and decorative patient rooms and play areas. This reinforces their brand as one that understands that children feel more comfortable in familiar environments. Now, under the line, write down the areas of your organization that are involved with each step. One thing to look at is whether or not there are more than one group involved at a time. As you look to get the attention of customers, marketing and sales may be involved, but it could also be IT and finance. As a customer buys your product, sales is involved, but operations and again, finance might be in the picture. And because you want the experience to be great, you include customer service in the same step. As you create training for customers so they know how to use your product, human resources and a training department might step in. This is an interesting exercise for a number of reasons. First, you'll see that there may be some steps that your customers go through on their journey that you haven't even thought about. You may even have a gap and see that no one is responsible for that step. Now, that's a big opportunity for you to build continuity and brand integrity into the experience. Second, you will also identify where there isn't a good handoff between one group to another. A couple of the common areas where handoffs aren't always clear is between marketing and sales and operations, and finance and IT. What are the brand elements that you need to create to make the journey feel like a continuous path? Think about all of the details of every department involved. There's sales materials, there's product information, your website, trade show graphics, and giveaways like stickers or notebooks and journals. Your physical office building, which could be signage on the outside and your logo inside your offices. What about things like invoices or music on hold? Maybe a part of your customer journey is that they want to work with a thought leader in the industry. What kind of things are you publishing that supports your brand in this way? Maybe you offer workshops that give people a taste of your experience. Does your workshop and the materials that you use reflect your brand? How about any training that you do for customers or employees who work with these customers? At the end, do you give them a branded certificate of completion? Spend some time connecting the dots on your customer's journey and look for all of the ways that your brand can be helpful and reinforce the image you want to portray. You may find that with just a little bit of time and attention, you can easily level up your brand integrity. All it takes is a clear picture across the entire journey with a thoughtful group of people from different areas of your company. Who knows? Having these conversations may even help you see where you can make the journey more efficient and cost-effective for everyone involved. There are so many wonderful opportunities to showcase your brand throughout your customer's journey of discovering and working with you. Creating brand integrity is so much more than making sure that your logo or your tagline is front and center. It's about showing up every place you can with a consistent look and feel, one that's authentic to what you promise to be as a brand.